A sea of South Africa flags. The World Cup is yet to begin, but already the whole country's getting behind the Bafana Bafanas. This is a first for Africa, and the atmosphere is electric.
I feel very, very happy because we know it's for the first and last in our generation seeing it here in Africa. Maybe it'll take more than 8 years to come for the other one.
The journey began in 2004, kicked off by the man who for South Africa is a living legend, Nelson Mandela, who symbolises the successful, peaceful struggle against apartheid.
I feel like a young man of 50. Yeah.
When the World Cup gets going, for 1 month the whole planet lives football. But as well as being a global event, this World Cup was very much an African celebration, with a record 6 teams from the continent qualifying. Nigeria and the Super Eagles are trying to get back to their glory days of the 1990s without success. If there's one team that really dreams of making it through to the final stages of the tournament, it's Algeria. After 24 years away from the World Cup, their fans are ready to dream again.
Algeria is optimistic, and football isn't an exact science.
In Ivory Coast, the kids want to grow up to be Didier Drogba, and the whole country's pinning their hopes on him. Near Abidjan, his family watches the Elephants play Portugal. For his sister, it's a unique moment.
There's a risk that this might be his last one, so it would be really good if he could knock in a goal or two.
In Cameroon, hopes are extinguished early on. The Elephants don't make it past the first round. In Africa, it's impossible to talk about football without mentioning witchcraft. In Durban, down in the Sangoma market, we meet a witch doctor. With a candle, herbs and an oxtail, she can see the future, almost.
Yeah, let me start by Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana maybe will reach the finals. I don't. If I feel it, they will reach the finals.
All of this is played out to the soundtrack of the Vuvuzela. South Africa goes out of the competition, but not before introducing the world to this new noise. The Vuvuzela becomes much loved and much loathed by many. Just Ghana makes it past the group stage. The Black Stars carry the hopes of the whole continent. In the capital Accra, there's euphoria.
Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Although we are underdogs. At the beginning of the tournament, people thought Ghana were a small team. We were going out of the group stages, but now we've proved to everybody we can do it. So I think they've helped us a lot because for now we have nothing to lose.
Their incredible journey ends at the quarter-finals when they meet Uruguay.
I hope that the next World Cup Africa can do better than this.
On their return home, the Black Stars are hailed as heroes, with all of Ghana welcoming the team as champions. One team crashed out of the tournament in disarray. That team was France. Their World Cup was a disaster, a poor performance on the pitch and a soap opera off it. On their arrival, everyone was talking about the team, not because of their football, but because of their accommodation here at the 5-star Pazula Hotel. Here's the presidential suite. Taken by their coach, Raymond Domenech. They booked the whole hotel, 76 suites, 2 presidential suites, and 5 private apartments, all at over €600 a night.
You would probably pay around about 6,000 Rand for 2 persons. That's a bed and breakfast basis if you come to stay here. Our presidentials goes for around about, at the moment, for 8,800 Rand.
In these times of financial crisis, this luxury accommodation drew criticism from France's junior sports minister.
I want the French team to be at their best on the pitch and for them to dazzle us with their results and not the cost of their hotel.
The team didn't exactly inspire confidence in their final pre-tournament warm-up game, losing to China, a team ranked 84th in the world. But even if their game wasn't up to speed, they were talking the talk.
When we start playing, we play to win, but you never know how it will play out. So when things go wrong, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world, that we're going to stop. And as I said earlier, we got off to a bad start in our qualifying matches, but we got through. Even though it's going to be hard for the first match, and even if it keeps being hard, we're going to make it.
The team remained holed up in their five-star fortress. In the nearby town of Neisner, red, white and blue flags were flying. But the team was nowhere to be seen.
I believe they're too high profile to come here into the waterfront. How many people are waiting for them? The 9-year-olds, the 19-year-olds are looking forward to see them, but where are they?
The Danish team were also staying in Neisner. They visited this bar in the town centre twice.
I think we're very privileged to have two big countries staying here with us. They obviously have their reasons, while the one sort of goes around and experiences the town and the others they don't. Maybe the French have to focus a little bit more. Maybe the Danish are a bit more relaxed.
June 11th, the first day of the competition, and France's first game is against Uruguay. In Paris, in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower, the fans look on as France is unable to score. The result, a dull 0-0 draw. But according to the team, everything's still under control.
The aim is to get past the first round and to do it quickly. We know full well that after our next game against Mexico, if we get a draw or if we lose, the noose will tighten and things will get more complicated. So we're not going to wait for our third match to get a win.
June the 17th, French supporters are showing the same faces of concern and disappointment. But this time it's worse. France is soundly beaten 2-0 by Mexico.
Mexico's winning, and that's too bad for France.
Les Bleus aren't yet out of the World Cup, but to stay in it, they'll need a miracle. 2 days later, on a Saturday morning, the tension in the French camp spills out into the open. One of their biggest stars, Nicolas Anelka, returns to London, sent home for swearing at the coach during the Mexico game. The next day, things go from bad to worse. Following the Anelka incident, the team refuses to train and get back on their bus. The coaching staff have lost all authority. The scandal rocks the world of French football.
I consider what happened this afternoon to be an outrage for France, an outrage for the young people here, an outrage for the Federation and for the French team. So in these conditions, I resign.
Back in their bus, the players don't realise the disastrous impact of their actions. In France, there's disgust and disbelief. But the tournament goes on. There's still one more match for France to play, and a very slim chance that they could qualify for the next round and save face. But they've got to beat the hosts, South Africa.
It's pathetic as usual. They're not trying hard enough.
Viva South Africa!
There's disappointment in France and celebration in South Africa, as France is beaten 2-1 and finishes bottom of their group. It's the end of the French soap opera.
Shame on the French team, shame on Dominic. Change the coach and change the players. We've had enough of this team. We've got to stop this messing around and start all over.
Confetti and smiles in Montevideo in Uruguay. Getting all the way to the semi-finals, the national team was taken to the hearts of this tiny nation of just over 3 million people.
Personally, I didn't think we'd make it past the pool stage, but look where we are now. Look at the party that's going on. No, really, it's great. That's Uruguay for you.
There were screams and tears in Paraguay as well. In the quarter-finals, they faced Spain. They lost 1-0, but went out of the competition with their honour intact. The fans also looked worried in Buenos Aires. as Argentina went out to Germany in the quarter-finals. Lionel Messi, the FIFA World Player of the Year, had little impact on the tournament. The focus instead was on coach Diego Maradona, who as a player took the country to victory in 1986.
I believe in these 23 players. I would die for them, for all that they've given me in training, for all that they've shown during this tournament, for everything that we've given for the love of the team. They know that they represent the Argentinian people because they always keep a connection with them.
On Copacabana Beach and across Brazil, the aim was nothing less than first place. The 5-times winners were heavily tipped, but they were stopped in their tracks by the Netherlands in the quarter-finals.
Thanks for everything, Brazil, especially to the whole team, Lucio and Julio Cesar. You are fighters, but you, Dunga, you're to blame.
It was the team who weren't really playing football that won, and we lost. But in 2014, the World Cup is ours.
Netherlands versus Spain, an unexpected final with an unlikely pundit predicting the outcome. Paul the Octopus foresaw a Spanish victory, and out of 8 predictions he'd got 8 right. It was Andres Iniesta who'd proved him right this time, gaining Spain its first ever World Cup victory. Madrid erupted in celebration.
All of Spain needed this because recently we've been suffering with the financial crisis, and this happiness brings us together.
But for those in Amsterdam, it was another harsh blow. It was the country's 3rd final and the 3rd defeat. For the first time, Spain had the World Cup in the hands of their captain, Iker Casillas. This World Cup ended in red and yellow. The next one, in 4 years' time, will be in green and yellow when the tournament is held in Brazil.